Hello and welcome back to another Market Pulse for Frankston South. My name is Josh, proudly representing Merchant Realty. Hope you guys have had a fabulous last week. You guys know the drill. We're going to jump straight in. There's been 6 new sales, which 2 I did actually miss. So apologies for that, guys. We're going to run straight through the sales. There's lots happening in the Frankston South market. Lots of families getting into the area. Still some interstate investment. A lot of buyers agents now starting to creep into that Frankston South market, especially given that there's a lot of movement under that 125. So guys, in the 3-bedroom homes, you had 34 Chinchilla Avenue, a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car set on 652 square meters of land, selling under the hammer last Thursday for $1,080,000. In the 4 bedrooms, predominantly that's where all the other sales sat. You had 9 Watson Street, a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car. They didn't disclose price on that one. 19 Pratt Avenue. That was a 4-bed, 1-bath, 2-car. Did sit on the market for quite some time. Didn't disclose the price. 25 Grady Court, 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car, 612 square meters. Didn't disclose the price as well. 20 Sharia Court, 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car, 630 square meters. Didn't disclose the price as well. Now, what does that mean when an agent does not disclose the price? Well, one of two things. Could have been a request from either the buyer or the seller, just from a privacy standpoint, especially if you are a private sale. Some people do lean towards that because they don't want people to know what it's sold for. When you are at auction, you have to publicly disclose that information more often than not if you sell it on that day. But if you do pass it in, then potentially later on you can do that too. Now, 58 Baliana Street, premium result there, 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car, set under just 700 square meters, renovated home selling for 1,346. So a fantastic result for the area on that one. Guys, there's a lot of activity. I'm actually just going to quickly bring up where that activity is sitting. So right now, see under that, you've got, I think, 11 homes have sold within that million to 1.25. So there's lots of activity happening in that price bracket. No surprise, median's still at 1.16. COVID had a peak at 1.23 million. So it is fantastic. Prices are remaining pretty well. But there are some properties that are just hovering and lingering on the market a little bit. Now we're going to jump straight back. So guys, well-positioned homes, fully renovated. They're what people are after. A lot of families trying to get into that market. Single level homes are of choice as well. They're becoming preference. People that are older predominantly live in Frankston South. So they've got the money. They don't want to be stepping up the stairs all the time. Now we're going to jump into the market snapshot, as I did just have that up. 99 homes are still available. So it's one less down. We had 100 last week. And we got 7 new listings hit the market. So one for every day, if you look at it like that, 7 from 7, and 9 properties under offer. 61 homes have been sold so far for 2025, of which 46 disclosed the sale prices. What does it mean? The auction clearance rate, what is it doing at the moment? Currently, it's sitting for the week, or the weekend that just went, 63%. So a little bit higher. When you normally hit that 70% and it goes above that, that means we're gearing towards a seller market. So guys, we were hovering about 6 to 9 months ago around the 55%. So buyers are pushing that up. What does it mean if you're a buyer and a seller? Well, buyers shouldn't assume that every property is going to sit there for weeks on end. Properties are getting great results and it doesn't take long. I would often say within the first 2 weeks of a campaign, you'll know if you're priced correctly and a lot of demand will come through your door there. Now you can have some patience and wait for the right buyer, but I always say in this current market, be more proactive versus reactive. So if you are a buyer, make sure you're making offers on things if you do love the property. If you're a seller, make sure you're aligning yourself. It might be that it's not your home, but it is the current market. So if there are always multitude of factors that come into place when you are selling, the process will determine the price. So potentially it could be the process might not be working, or the price isn't meeting where the market is and there's more attractive options to buyers out there. Guys, seller tip, auction versus private sale. It's a fantastic question, and we do a lot of auction campaigns. So a lot of people, they don't necessarily love the idea of going to auction. They feel like it's going to be stressful. I will say this, when you are putting your property on the market, it's going to be stressful regardless. And I'm going to run through why I believe auctions are actually a fabulous thing and why we love them. One, creates urgency amongst buyers, and it gives people a day to work towards. So if they need to get their finances in order, do a building and pest, they do it all pre-auction. Then come auction day, you know exactly who's going to be putting their hand up, who's interested. They might not necessarily have told you where they're priced at. We always ask the question, where do you reckon the reserve needs to be set with the owner, so we can understand a bit more of where they're at in terms of their price and what they're willing to spend. And public competition always drives the price up. I've seen sometimes where it can go 10% to 20% above, especially up towards Cityway. You normally speaking, if you're pricing a property right, and we really truly try and market our homes at true market value, and to make sure that you're actually going to get foot traffic through and people who are interested can actually make a realistic play for it. And guys, it's great for unique properties that don't necessarily have comparable sales data aligned with it. So obviously, in Frankston South, a lot of homes are pretty individual. There's a lot of character, and they're between 30 and 40 years of age. So there are some new estates out there that you can go, they're cookie cutter or some units, but predominantly every home is pretty unique. So why not potentially take it to auction? Now, private sale gives you more flexibility. It does allow for terms and conditions. So there's a bit of a waiting period if you do go under contract, and potentially you probably do have a bit more control over the negotiations. Obviously, when you go to auction, there is that, you're creating a 5 to 10 minute emphasis on buyers to place bids and push it up, versus a negotiation can drag out. But I always say time kills deals. So if you are going to privately sell your house, be prepared to be selling within the first 2 to 3 weeks. And when you do receive offers, make sure you're ready to actually counter and actually, work with that current buyer pretty quickly. Which is best? Well, it depends how much demand is for that specific price point, your specific price point. So if you've got a multitude of buyer pools, then take it to auction, because the fear of missing out will kick in. And like I said, the emotional versus logical appeal of your home. So if it's very logical, it's practical, open it up. Sometimes it's actually better if you've got a higher end property to go privately, because then you open it up to people who need a finance clause or a building and pest clause. And how much certainty do you need around price and timing? Guys, that is a huge factor. But realistically, it comes back to what the seller is most comfortable in doing. Now, guys, got a fantastic, beautiful new home coming to the Frankston South market. An absolute thumper, 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, bay view, pool. Enough said, circa 2.6 million. Watch out for that one. Guys, we had a fantastic auction at a beautiful little unit in Frankston over the weekend. It's fantastic to see. Sometimes silver linings do happen. Very similar buyer and very similar seller. So it was kind of a match made in heaven on that one. But guys, bidders are active, but they are selective. I'm not going to lie. The buyer pool obviously does thin out the closer you get to an auction day, but at least you have some certainty on who's going to be buying. And if you are looking to buy, make sure you're putting your hand up, be confident in your bids, and know that, guys, you can be putting that sold sticker up, be happy, moving on with your next chapter, and don't have to deal with any more real estate agent calls or open homes, and you actually get your weekends back. So guys, that's everything. I think that wraps it up. As I said, in summary, market's gearing towards the seller's market. So if you are on the fence, I've been saying it's a fantastic buying climate the last 6 months, which it has been. Cash rate has come down. And I think, from a lot of brokers and everything that we're speaking to, I reckon over the next year, it will come down a little bit more, creating a bit more urgency and a bit more confidence that, we know what the RBA are going to be doing. So guys, if you need any advice, need any price checks, or you're looking to sell, or you're looking to buy, feel free to give me a call, reach out, tell me what you're looking for as well. I've appreciated, there's been a few people that have done so already, so I really appreciate that. But I can't wait to see you guys in 7 days from today. You guys have a fantastic one. Chat soon.